my favorite thing of the year. I teach all over the world with lots of different populations. This is my favorite. There's something magical. There's something extraordinary happening here. On top of the mountain and in the utter depths. And it makes the work real. And what I'm hoping over time is that we build a retreat that's multicultural, definitely multi-generational, that has the influence of people very new to the work, people who have been inside the work but aren't teachers, that just use the work for themselves, people who are training to be teachers, people who have been at their teaching 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. And that we bring the whole perspective, that whole pot together to see what happens next. Okay, so now keep your hands on, but move your body a little bit further away.
네,
Keep your hands on.
배 올 때 좀 더 하나를 주세요, 물가락.
Okay, so hands on.
배 올 때.
Make a shape. Sure. Try and do the same movement.
오늘 지금
That's hilarious.
Can you breathe?
No.
How are your ankles?
What angle?
Yeah, I just did it because I was interested in how my body works, and because I have scoliosis since I'm a little kid, and it's just I always tried to figure out how to get more in touch with everything. And
all levels are welcome, and that's part of what makes the I guess the kind of the magic chemistry, the alchemy that gets to happen, is because there's so much to be enjoyed watching people find things for the first time.
We did a little bit on the table work yesterday, and then, you know, every time I have a hands-on, there's a, like, find the depth, and this rising, and then that goes up the spine.
To have the people that are coming for the first time, or even if they know the work a little bit, or just finding a new gem for themselves, is essential to staying fresh as a teacher, and often where you learn the most. Why are you laughing? Especially in terms of teacher training, to get your trainees into situations where they get to see people discover for the first time, and they get to figure out, well, how can I talk about this in such a way that someone who's never had the experience can understand it.
Come down to my hand. Come down to my hand. Yeah, yeah.
I've always been a teacher. And I'm always exploring how to be a better teacher. And every day, I question every day, how did I do with that student? So that's what I was looking for with this apprentice, was just to learn more about teaching. How can I improve my skills? What do I need to do? My expectations was that I would just learn more about the art of teaching the Alexander technique, and to explore that in whatever ways feasible. And with this team here of teachers, I knew I would get that creative exploration of how to really teach this work. And that's what I got. It was putting the fire back in my soul for teaching.
So then you say, wow, let's slowly look down. Whoa. Like that. So then...
View screen is here, and this screen to this screen, it's projecting. So if you remember that, a little bit like that, when you go like that, when you play. Good. So it's more like a center. Good, that's it.
Is that the spider in it? Yeah. It is?
Yeah.
A lot of people come and study for their own personal use of some sort, and then they go back to their families. And so they're making all these changes and new ideas and opening and growth. And then they go back and try to fit into their family, and they don't quite fit. It's a normal part of the process. If one person has a very profound experience, when you go back into the unit you fit into, it's not the same fit. And so the family has to keep negotiating it, and that's really healthy for everybody. To have the family have the experience is, wow, just put the whole family in the pot and let them cook, you know, and see how that colors the whole family's experience. And so for the individual who really wants to study for themselves, bringing in some of the support structure that exists in their life to also dump into the work, even if it's on the fringes, adds a lot to their own learning process. In terms of training teachers, which is an element of the workshop, it's great to see movement before it's been really interrupted. So having little kids, like under 4, they're really the movement stars of the week. Just watch the 2-year-old bend down and pick something up. That's it. In fact, it would be great if we had more senior citizens as well, to really have the full span, because this work is about how you live, what it is to be alive. It has a lot to do with cycles. And so having the cycles, the various stages of the cycles present, holding space for the work, is invaluable.
And for me, especially because I'm coming from flat land, this anxiety on this steep, high rocks climbing up. And I was so well supported by Bruce, who was guiding the group, and to really lean into the rocks and become a part of the nature and just moving with it. And it really helped to do so that I had pretty much fun. And I said, okay, I can do this.
Up that hill, if there's a little flexion in your legs and your head is over your feet.
This is my first experience working with students and teachers from other countries. And that has just been a fantastic experience. And I was thinking about this earlier this morning, is teaching is all for me about communication, and relationships with people is about communication. So this has been a big lesson in how to really communicate with other people, and especially if they don't speak your language or don't speak it well.
There's this cap and the nose and the lips and the chin.
It's always amazing to get to know people like this way.